Oh, dirty. Whoa, wow, that was a lot deeper than I thought it would be. Oh, that's cold. Oh, that's cold. Real quick, before we jump into this Friday's video, YouTube has this thing that tells you stuff, and apparently there's a lot of people who enjoy watching my videos but do not subscribe. Guys, the only thing I ask for is motivation, and if you subscribe, that means that YouTube will send our videos out to a wider audience, which means more motivation. With more motivations, means more Friday videos. It's pretty self-explanatory, so if you guys enjoy my videos, hit that subscribe button, and I'll keep them coming out every Friday. Enjoy! Who's a good boy? You gonna help me fix the bike? Yeah? You gonna help me fix the bike? It will not stop raining. It just won't stop. And it's cold. But I promised him. Cold or rain, we're gonna go for a ride tomorrow. Whew. Whew. So this one hasn't been touched since we nuked the derailleur. Hopefully she stayed dry. It looks like it. Welcome back, motorized bike enthusiast. We have some critical components we need to repair on the Path Dragon so we can take it on a muddy, boggy, wet trail ride tomorrow. Mainly because the pup really wants to go out. He's been bored all week and last week because it's just been raining. But I promised him, come hell or high water, we're going to go for a trail ride, and that's what we did. You guys will see that in a few moments. But first, we need to do some repair work to the Path Dragon. Now, we're moving the Cranbrook out of the way. That project's going on hold for a week or two while we're waiting for a part to come in the mail. It's one of those parts that takes a week or two. But don't worry, update video on that coming soon. Anyways, we nuked our derailleur in the last trail ride, so that's going to come off, and we're going to shorten up the chain and just go with a single speed. This is really nice because it's going to allow me to get a bunch of cables off of the bike. That's just weight, clutter. I don't change gears on this bike hardly ever anyways, so if we can get the chain just to settle into a decent speed, I think I'll be okay with that. Now, unfortunately, during the derailleur debacle, it kind of tweaked the bike chain just a little bit. This is a relatively new, high-quality bike chain, so I really didn't want to replace it. It had twisted a few of the links, but not severely, and seeing as we're hardly ever going to be pedaling anyways, I'm just going to leave it on the bike until I can order a new one. Now, I had tried to do this once before, and for some reason, I don't know why, it just didn't work out. The chain was a little too tight or way too loose. I considered adding a tensioner for the bike chain, and I assumed that's what we were going to have to do this time, but I guess I just got lucky. I tightened the chain up by removing links, put it on the bike, and then just kind of cycled it until the alignment of the chain settled into a speed that it wanted to be in. And to my surprise, once it settled on the third speed on the cassette, the second or third, I can't remember, but once it settled in, it just stayed there with perfect chain tension. It maybe was just a little bit on the tight side, but since we're hardly ever going to be pedaling anyways, it's no big deal. But it's definitely not too tight to be concerned, so I'm happy with that. Have a little too tight rather than way too loose is something I thought wasn't going to happen. Now we need to address the crankset. It's a little loose. I've recently repacked it with fresh grease, so I'm not going to get into it and do a maintenance on it, but we are going to go ahead and tighten it up just a little bit. You don't need one of these wrenches to do this. You can do it with a hammer and a screwdriver, but those wrenches just make it easier, and it's always nice to have the right tool for the job. And we want to tighten it just until there's no more wiggle in the crankset, and then stop. You don't want to go any further. Next, we need to retrue the rear wheel. This is straightforward and easy. It's just one of those things that takes a considerable amount of time. It takes a while to true a rim if they've been damaged by something like what we went through. A stick going through the spokes, tweaking the derailleur, and threw the rear tire out of alignment just a little bit. And since there's not a lot of clearance on this bike, you need the rear tire to run as true as possible. Otherwise, the knobs from the traction will catch on the chain. Anyways, I just use a zip tie and spin the tire around, tighten the spokes where they need to be tightened, and the front tire was fine, so we left it alone. Next, this bike, ever since I bought it, has always had a small oil leak on the top of the head. Like every time I'd ride it, I'd see a little bit of fresh oil underneath the spark plug. And I was never sure if it was from the spark plug seal or the head gasket. I replaced the spark plug, still leaked. So we're going to go ahead and replace the head gasket. I also took a peek at the cylinder wall inside this motor, and it looked good. We're just cleaning off the mating surfaces with some parts cleaner. Being careful not to drop any debris into the cylinder. I've had a couple of viewers ask what I torque the head bolts down to, and you guys know me, surprise, surprise, I just do what's recommended in the manual, like everything else. The manual for my motor recommends 12 foot-pounds, so that's what we tightened to, 12 foot-pounds. They actually don't recommend using this style of torque wrench because it's not very precise for such a low poundage, but yeah, it's all I had, so I used it. Torqued them down to 12 foot-pounds using an X pattern. And as you can see, the puppy, he knows what this means. He's just bored because it's raining. Anyways, taking the exhaust gasket out, I want to open it up a little bit. I've seen other channels do this, and some of my viewers have suggested it in the comments. When I took it off the head, it actually did protrude slightly into the exhaust port, meaning that there was potential for resistance. Not much, it was only a few millimeters, but I figured it couldn't hurt to Dremel it so that it would match the exhaust port. Riding the bike today, I didn't really notice any difference with the head gasket replacement and the exhaust gasket opening up, but yeah, I figured it couldn't hurt. Cleaning up the handlebars, we removed the stock brake levers because they were integrated into the shifters, and we replaced them with just some basic low-profile brake levers. All in all, this removes 2 cables from the handlebars, so just less clutter, a simpler design, lighter weight. Alright guys, now it's time for a trail ride. Enjoy.
Good boy. He's a good boy. You ready to run?
Yes, you are. As you guys can see, I'm bundled up pretty good. It's cold and it's windy, but it's peaceful. Check this out. promise you guys, right before we get out of here, even if we're not already soaked, we'll go ahead and blaze through that little river for you guys. I just don't want to get cold and wet at the beginning of the ride. Well, we'll see if she gets a little more power as she warms up, but right now she ain't got much grunge. Gonna pee on the bomb? I knew it. He had to pee on the bomb. What? Holy shit. That sucks. Hope I'm gonna be able to fix that. Guess what just came out of my pocket? The dog leash. Have the tools to fix it back in the truck if we need to. I'll be damned. Tough leash. Lesson learned, guys. Don't put dangly crap in your pockets. I'm a little more reckless with the trail bike than I am with my street bike, because the trail bike is slow, even when the motor's running good. But if something like this happened on my street bike going 25 down the road, of course I don't know why the hell I'd have this in my pocket in the first place, but that would have been a bad day. Well, it loosened our chain up pretty good. We're gonna head back to the truck, try and fix that, and then hit the trail again. Well, left my tools at the house, so we're gonna have to rely on what's in the backpack. It felt good on the ride over here. It didn't feel jumpy or anything. I think we can do what we need to do with just a crescent wrench. Love tap there. I think that'll do. Several improper tools later, followed up by equally improper techniques, and the bike is good to go with a solid tensioner. Huh. Well, this obviously never got used for its intended purpose. I think I was supposed to use it in this truck. You know what? You know what? Screw it. Let's try something. A little Marvel mystery oil that says unleash engine power. You know what? Let's unleash some two-stroke power. There we go. That's probably way too much. I might regret this in 5 to 10 minutes. But I might also not regret it. Gotta let the puppy take a break. Well, she's running good now. Ah, nasty. Oh, gross. Oh, the Fenders are doing their best, guys. But there's not much they could do about that mess we went through. I'm still gonna get comments. Dude, why are you running Fenders, man? You're gonna kill yourself. They just don't know. They don't know the struggle. So guys, what's our fortune today? I love fortune cookies. Sometimes I wish I could just go and buy a big bag of these at the super center. Anyone who dares to be can never be weak. Wow, that general bit of information is amazing. There's another one. This hill. Yeah, where the hell's the dogs? Henry! I'm sorry, buddy. Lucky me, the gear that we were forced to put the chain onto so that the tension would be right and the alignment would be right, just so happens to be a really comfortable pedaling gear. It's slow as balls and really doesn't help the motor in boggy situations, but you can pedal it. Henry, sit. Good. And then we'll hit this little road right here. This is a closed road, but well, there's nothing closed to the trail bike, so this is a road. So that's it. Let's get to it. gonna leash the pup and try and just slow boat with him down the side of the road. It's a trail I've never been on before. I always like to give you guys something new. I also forgot to put my rear view mirror back on the bike, which is going to make this a little more annoying because I got to look over my shoulder every 10 seconds. Hey, hey, hey. He wants to go for that trash. That's his problem. He gets distracted easier than a drunk teenager on a prom date. This is one of those roads that doesn't really get used for nothing. And that's why we gotta go slow. Because Dodo Bird over here forgets he's on a leash every 15 seconds. That's like no guns allowed sign. The only people who are going to follow that are law-abiding citizens. Alright, buddy, I don't think there's anyone down here. I'm going to let you off the leash. Alright, let's do it. Adjust that clutch, of course. Did promise. Woo! There it is, guys. Look at them all dirty. Whoa! Wow! That was a lot deeper than I thought it would be. Oh, that's cold. Oh, that's cold. Path Dragon. Built in 2018. She's actually going to get replaced. We are going to get a new frame, new motor, something with a little more grunt, and have a new trail bike. So yeah, we're gonna of course keep her around and use her for random stuff, but we got some more troubleshooting to do on it. She's been a good trail bike. Now, see you guys next week.